Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to another edition of the Desert Gridiron Game Plan Coaches Show here on the Epic Sports Network as another week of Arizona high school football is upon us. Ed Cole alongside James Poovey here on the Epic Sports Network. Ed, can you believe another week of action is just 2 short days away already?
JP, you know, they always say time flies when you're having fun. I can't believe you and I, we're actually in week 5. Everybody else may be in week 4, but we had a game in
That's
week
right.
0. So this is week 5 for us.
That's exactly right. The train keeps rolling for us, and no bye weeks here on this Thursday night football program. Let's get right to it. Speaking of having fun, a gentleman who is having a whole lot of fun over there as the new head man for the Mesa Jackrabbits, Coach Jeremy Hathcock, joining us here on the program. We're featuring his Jackrabbits this week as he returns to Desert Ridge. Coach, tell us how things are going over there in the early stages of the 2025 season for the Jackrabbits.
I mean, I'd like to win more, but it's going well. Our kids are learning how to compete. That's the main thing is how do we get our kids to compete and give their best effort all the time, and that's really our goal right now. And shoot, we had Higley down 13-10 mid-fourth quarter and just couldn't hang on to it because we're just not right there yet. We're young, we're sophomores and juniors, and we're learning how to win at this high level. So, but other than that, it's going great. I got my principal, Kirk Thomas, and David Klecka for great admin support. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I came here. So I got all the setups. I get a coach with my son here, who's our defensive coordinator. I got great coaches. I mean, everything is setting up well.
Coach, to have, as you mentioned, the great admin support that you have there and your son as the defensive coordinator, how does that make your job better? And how do you have more fun knowing you've got that support from the higher ups and you've got your son right there by your side running the defense?
I think I'll be honest. I mean, I had a great administration at Desert Ridge for years, and they really worked with me, man, between Daryl Stengel and Jim Lavin and all my principals out there and all my fellow coaches and friends. But this is a sport like I've never seen before. I mean, we practice football in the morning. We get to lift weights after school. All I teach is football for the most part. I mean, they're serious about wanting to win over here, and that's the reason why I came here.
Coach, it's all about building the pipeline. We've got you right now out there at the freshman football game. You got the ambiance going on for us there. Tell us how the young kids are looking and how that pipeline is looking so far for the future Jackrabbit squads.
Yeah, man, these guys are battling. I think we're up, 25-6 right now over Desert Ridge. And, Desert Ridge is young. They're not very deep. It's different looking at them compared to how I left them 4 years ago. But we're young as well. We got 45 kids in our program. And the thing is, not a lot of these kids have played football. But one thing I'll say about Mesa is I think Mesa outside of Chandler has the best athletes in the state living in our boundary. Our job is just to bring them here and put a fence around this place and offer them everything, man. Give them all the coaching they want. Just bring them back in and keep them in the fold. Really connect with our community. And once we do that, we feel like we can build something special.
Coach, it's only been 3 weeks so far, right before you play on Thursday night against Desert Ridge. How have you seen these young men grow over the game against Higley and then over the last 2 games? How have these young men progressed over the first 3 weeks of the season?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think what we found out against Higley is that we're actually a pretty tough team. We did lose like 3 guys in that game. 2 of them happened to be in the fourth quarter. They'll be back, thankfully. But, when your power 4 DNs go out, it's really tough to hold off a team like Higley. And they're really good, really well-coached team. And Eddie does a great job over there. And, you got a 3-year starter Division I quarterback. We held him to 4 yards passing in the first half. So we're really coming a long way, and it's only getting more exciting over here. We're getting more talented. We're getting tougher. And so I think our kids understand that my whole thing and how I'm built is let's be tougher than the opponent. And then it's high school football. At the end of the day, toughness wins.
Coach, you have a star wide receiver over there in Cameron Williams. We're going to look at some of his film right now. Tell us about this young man and what kind of explosiveness he brings to your offense.
Man, Cam's a two-way starter for us, and I still think in high school football, you can play kids on both sides of the ball. And he has tons of catches for us already in the first 3 games. I know we had a little bit of quarterback issues. Our quarterback got knocked out at Mountain View, but we still find a way to get him the ball through screens, obviously crossing routes over the middle. He has great hands, a knack for the ball. He's an NAU offered kid. He's He's explosive. He's a great kid. Shows up. I don't think the kid's missed a day since I've been here. So not only is he reliable, he's a great kid in a classroom, but the kid, he's a problem for people on the field.
And it's crazy as we see him just run the length of the field, just amazing athleticism from the 6'1", 170-pounder. But on defense, Coach, he's got 16 tackles, half a TFL. You mentioned the two-way player, and he's also impactful on defense as well. So talk about Cam on defense and what he does for your team.
Well, I think that's his offer, right? At NAU, he's rangy, he's fast, he's smart, he's where he needs to be. It's hard to get over the top on a guy like Cam. He's our free safety, not our strong safety. So if something goes wrong, he's going to run it down for us. He's going to get everybody right on the back end verbally. And so he's just really connecting well with our defensive staff right now. And he's a guy that really is a coach back there for us. And in order to be great in any level of football, especially 6A football, the kind of schedule we have, you got to have a captain like that back there.
Coach, staying on the defensive side of the football, tell us about defensive end Joe Haney. We know all things start in this game of football in the trenches. Tell us what that young man means to your defensive front.
Well, I mean, he's an offered kid. I think he's got a Division I offer, and he's 6'4", 225, runs like a deer. He's a problem. That's what Higley coaches. That kid is a problem. And on the other side, we got Sione. On the other side, he's a U of A offered kid. So we got really good bookends. But Joe just brings the thunder and the aggressiveness. I think at Mountain View, we played on both sides of the ball, so he couldn't. We just figured out this kid's a defensive player. We'll put him on goal lines and short yardage at offense. But once we decided to do that versus Higley, the kid absolutely tore Higley up. So he's going to be an issue for anybody they play this year. He's one of the best defensive ends in the state.
Coach, tell us about your quarterback situation. You mentioned one of your QBs got knocked out in the Mountain View game. How are you working that out, and who do you think could potentially be the starter against Desert Ridge on Thursday?
Well, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll with Cody Merrill. We have Hudson Mitten that'll come in and spell him as well. Our quarterback, Derek Carr, has a big arm, and he just got knocked out, got a concussion. So we're trying to be ginger with him. I don't think he's gonna go this week. But he throws on time. He's real long, throws a great ball. I think he threw for close to 250, 270 yards in the first game of the year. And so it looks like our freshman just scored, so I'm a little back and forth here. So, but, once he comes back, it'll solidify it. I think our quarterbacks went 6 of 22 versus Higley. But Cody Merrill does provide the legs that we need. I think he rushed for 65 yards against Higley. So, man, just some explosiveness by Cody Merrill that he adds to the run game that Derek doesn't.
Coach, we know there's a deep football tradition over there at Gilbert and Southern and Mesa, and selfishly, we were hoping that you'd have 2 wins at least coming into this game against Desert Ridge on Thursday, as you guys would be looking for win number 700. What does it mean to you to come in there and really turn things around for Mesa football and head that program in the right direction and continue that really long football tradition?
I mean, that's why I came here. Coach Rache is a friend of mine. My high school coach, that was his best friend. We went to FCA together growing up. Bill McCain's a friend of mine, one of the toughest coaches around. Kelly Moore's a friend of mine. All these legendary coaches who come through here, and all of them have something in common. They run the football. They're tough-nosed, tough-minded people, and I'm just cut of the same thread. And I think once we bring the toughness back in this area here, we're going to be an issue to deal with. High school football is only 48 minutes. We're definitely going to play keep away a little bit. We're going to try to run the ball and run people over. And then also at the same time, I know, guys, I'm actually going to throw the football. So we'll throw the football, play great defense, and I think that's the winning formula here.
And Coach, what does it mean to have that balanced offense with the run in the pass? Rio Arnett, if he's going to get the start on Thursday, he's ran the ball really well for you so far this season. So be able to run the football, establish the line of scrimmage, establish the time of possession as well, and dictate the way the football game goes the way you want it to go. If you can run the football, and then if you can get that going, you can hit him up top with the pass.
Well, run to win, throw to score, right? I mean, that's what we're doing. We're going to run to win, throw to score. Rio Arnett's a bull. It's a great pass blocker for a running back. Had a great one last year in Jack Isidore at Verado. This guy is just as good. He's amazing there. He's just explosive. He's only a junior. And then, that's the guy we're going to feed. I mean, last week against Higley, their strong safety is the one who made all the plays. I mean, our line ate that whole entire game, but, we just didn't have that passing game to hold that safety at bay. And that kid did a really good job on Rio. But yeah, I mean, he carried the ball for over 130 yards and against Higley and a lot of carries. But he's that tough runner. But we got to free him up by throwing the ball around. So we've really worked hard on all of our RPO game this past week, and we're going to employ it again this week.
Coach, you spent 15 years at Desert Ridge High School. That's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that not only you put into the program, but you saw your kids there put into that program at Desert Ridge. What's it going to mean to you to step onto that field again on Thursday night and kind of relive some of those magical moments you had out there in Far East Mesa?
I mean, I've never been in the visitors' locker room before, I guess. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm excited to see some friends that I've built relationships over my lifetime over there. And that's home for me, right? Desert Ridge is home, and Mesa's where I'm going to finish it up. And this is my last home, and I'm excited to be here. But, honestly, I'm not that emotional about it. I love that area. I love that place. That'll always be home. I felt like I gave them everything I could give them. And
I think we lost him, JP.
Oh, we might have lost Coach Hathcock there from the Mesa Jackrabbits. And how great is Coach Hathcock, Ed? Honestly, really good stuff there from the new head man over there for the Mesa Jackrabbits. And obviously he talked about it, not the start they wanted to get off to. But as we know, Ed, it's a process to build a program, put your stamp on it, get the players to buy into what you're doing, and turn not only the program around, but the culture in and around the school around as well.
Right, but as you mentioned, and Coach mentioned, the youth, they're a very young football team, but he's got support from the uppers above him. He's got his son as the defensive coordinator. So he's got guys around him that he knows, JP, and he trusts with his brand new program. And as he gets these young men to continue to buy in to the system they're building and the culture he's trying to develop over there with the Jackrabbits, this team will only ultimately ascend and get much better as the season goes on and as years go on while he's there.
Yeah, Coach Hathcock is a tough-nosed football coach. Had the pleasure of watching him coach those Desert Ridge Jaguars for a number of seasons when I was out there commentating for the Red Mountain Lions. Always enjoyed it when he came out to Jim Jones Field there at Red Mountain High School, because you always knew, Ed, his teams were going to battle. They were going to play hard, and they were going to play until the final whistle, which you can't ask for much more than that.
Nope. All you can ask is for your young men to go out there and play their hearts out, have a good time while they're playing, and hopefully pray they don't get banged up too much. Obviously you want your team to come out of a game as unscathed as you can, but it's the game of football. Injuries do happen, but as long as they go out there and give it their all, what more can you ask for if you're Coach Hathcock?
Absolutely right. Special thanks to Coach Hathcock for joining us here on the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. Stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial timeout, and when we return, we will visit with Coach Beeman and a couple of the Desert Ridge Jaguars who will be hosting Thursday Night Football this week on 12 Plus. We'll be out there on Thursday night beginning at 6:30 p.m. with our pregame show. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a brief minute and visit with the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
All Insurance has been serving Arizona drivers for over 30 years, so we have the experience to take great care of you. We can help you over the phone or face-to-face from one of our 30 convenient valley-wide locations. We represent all of the top carriers, so we do the shopping for you. Find out why we're the most referred agency in Arizona. All Insurance, insurance for all.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
We welcome you back here on the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. James Spoovy alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, we're excited for this one on Thursday night as the Mesa Jackrabbits travel to Desert Ridge. Our first time to visit the home of the Jaguars, and we'll be on the air at 6:30 p.m. on 12 Plus, and then the folks will join us at 7 p.m. on 12 Plus for the kickoff, and I'm excited for our first trip to Desert Ridge High School.
Oh, yeah, me too. I am so excited to get the Jackrabbits and the Jaguars getting it on over there in Mesa. Again, I wish we could fast forward 48 hours right now because we'd already be in the game.
You aren't kidding. I'm excited for that one too as well on Thursday night. So let's go ahead and get those Desert Ridge Jaguars in here. I see Mr. Gage Highsmith joining us here on the program. Gage, how are you tonight? Thank you so much for your time. Just tell us a little bit about the season so far. We're going to get Coach Beeman and Xander in here as well in just a moment, but just tell us how things are going over there for the Desert Ridge Jaguars.
Things are going good. It's rough having new coaching, not rough, but there's adversity having a new coaching staff, new players. We had a lot of seniors leave last year, but we're doing everything that we can this year. So I like the competition and seeing what I see from everybody.
Gage, did you know that you are 8th in the state of Arizona in receiving yards?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, well, JP, he knows his stats. Did you think you'd have an explosion that you've had already, almost 500 yards receiving, Gage, and 4 touchdowns and just 18 catches? What's going on with you, dude? What are you doing out there in the football field?
Just doing what I trained for. The quarterbacks do a good job getting the ball into our hands, and yeah.
Talk to us about the connection between your quarterback and the rest of the offense and how important that connection is and how you guys develop that over not only playing games together, but how that bond forms early in training camp.
You got to believe in the quarterback. Everyone has to believe in the quarterback as well as believing in each other. That's what it all starts with. That's the basis of everything. But I just think that when you're training, you got to get extra work, especially with the quarterback as a receiver, because that's just going to help the bond form. But when the offense is firing on all cylinders, run game, it helps open up the pass game, and the pass game helps to open up the run game.
What do you do to kind of bounce back, and how do you shake off of a loss like you did last Friday against Centennial and get ready for Mesa? How do you get rid of all of that and prepare for the Jackrabbits?
I mean, you really just football's all a mental sport, so you got to just kind of put it in the back of your head, remember it, but you can't let it affect you too much, and just put your head down and go back to work, prepare for the next week and get ready for that.
Let's go ahead and bring in Xander Fuentes here from the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Xander, thank you so much for taking the time. Just tell us from your perspective how things are going out there for Desert Ridge and how excited you guys are for the game on Thursday night as you host the Mesa Jackrabbits.
Man, I'm super excited. I think things are looking good. We're working hard. We're preparing a lot. We're watching a lot of film on them, and we're gonna compete. We're ready.
Xander, when you look at the Jackrabbits, they've got weapons up and down that entire that offense. What do you see from them, and what are going to be some keys for you on defense for you and your brethren to stop that offense by the Jackrabbits?
A lot of plays. They like to run a lot of counters, whams. We're gonna be sure to watch number 2, one of the receivers, and then scout their QBs. A couple of their QBs have a lot of tendencies of running the ball or staying in the pocket, throwing the ball, stuff like that.
Xander, tell us about how the coaching staff, and you talked about the changes there, how they've poured into you guys in the recent time that they've been there and tried to, I'm sure, steer you in the right direction and say, hey, listen, if you guys will just buy into what we're trying to do here, we're gonna get this thing corrected and we're gonna head this ship in the right direction. Tell us about the coaching staff and what they've kind of impression they've put on you guys so far.
They're all great coaches. they care about us a lot. They teaches us some life lessons, and coach us up a lot, make us keep us on the same track, stuff like that.
Gage, you and Xander are both two-way players. For you, Gage, being a cornerback as well, you've got 3 tackles so far this season. How is being on both sides of the football? How has that made you a better wide receiver, being a cornerback, and on the flip side, being a wide receiver? How has that made you better on defense, knowing that you got to play both of these plays, these ways of playing football?
Just knowing both of them, it helps me with the tendencies. Like, I'm able to see tendencies that DBs have and vice versa. When I'm at DB, I'm able to recognize tendencies that receivers have. So I think that helps me out a lot with knowing what to expect and when to expect it.
Let's go ahead and get Coach Beeman in here right quick. Coach Beeman, thank you so much for taking the time. We certainly appreciate you joining us here tonight. Just tell us how things are going for the Jaguars out there and what these young men mean to your program. If there's any way you can give us your camera view as well, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm driving home from the freshman game, so
Okay,
I'm in
no
the car.
problem. No problem.
So it's kind of dark, so that's why the camera's off. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, can you ask your question again? I'm sorry.
No, that's no problem. Just tell us how things are going over there and how you're slowly being able to put your stamp on that Desert Ridge program and how much you're looking forward to this Thursday night's game.
Yeah, it's when you take over any program, there's always there's always some trial and error. There's always some adversity that you have to overcome and push through. So I'm excited. I'm really proud of these two in particular, but the senior group who has kind of embraced me and the new staff that's come on, and they're listening to our coaching and they're really trying, and they're going out there every single day despite wins or losses. They're coming out, they're showing up, and they're doing what we asked them to do. So we're excited to host Mesa on Thursday night. We're working hard all week, and we're preparing to do well.
Coach, of course, Gage and Xander are two of your high-powered seniors. What do those guys mean to you on offense and defense? What do they bring to the football team, and how strong is this football team with Gage and Xander on your roster?
Yeah, no, it shows their versatility. That they're able to play on both sides of the ball. They play special teams, so a lot of times they don't come off the field, and I think that speaks a lot about them and who they are and their character and their drive and determination. So it means a lot to me that they're willing, because most kids are, I'm only playing one way, or I don't want to play any special teams. I've never heard them complain one bit about playing too much, and I think it speaks wonders about who they are and the amount of work that they put in during the off season. So I really appreciate them, and they're setting the standard for everybody else. So I appreciate what they have done so far this year.
Coach, for those who are not familiar with you, tell us a little bit about your coaching history and what led you to the Desert Ridge position.
Originally from New York, born and raised in New York. I played football at Lafayette College out in Pennsylvania in the Patriot League. My family and we moved out here in 2019. And from when we first moved out here, I started coaching out in the Florence School District at Santan Foothills, coached there, and then moved over to Castile. So I was at Castile for 4 years at Castile, and then made my way over to Desert Ridge when the position opened.
Coach, of course, as you lay out your resume and your bio, it shows that you've got some experience in the coaching ranks here in Arizona. What is it about the state of football in the state of Arizona that makes it so special?
Just the competition. Every single week, you're competing against the best, and it's proven. These kids that graduate from Arizona schools, they go off and they're playing big time ball, and they're continue to go on after high school. And continue to get an education and play football. So Arizona football is really, really competitive. It's and that shows that throughout the college ranks.
Coach, tell us about your staff that you compiled there at Desert Ridge, because we know you can't do this by yourself, and it takes a lot of people to put on a successful football program.
Yes, it does. And it's really important in my mind to be around people that to bring people on board that you enjoy being around. And guys who are going to support your vision, and guys who are going to work just as hard as you, or even harder. And the guys that are on board, they're like family, and we're around each other a lot. Our wives have met and hung out, and it really means a lot to me that the support that they have that they brought to the table.
Xander, in just 3 short games, you put up some crazy numbers, leading the team in tackles, 37, 5 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries. So at that Mike linebacker spot, which you do play, describe your style of playing that linebacker spot, because it takes a special kind of dude to play middle linebacker.
Yes, sir. I'm like I play fast and physical. I never give up on any plays. I always go 100%. I always keep my team in check. Even when we're down a lot of points, I keep their heads high, and just keep that next possession mentality.
Gage, what is it going to take for you guys to get over on Mesa this Thursday night in front of your home crowd there at Desert Ridge High School?
I think our offense just has to be going on all cylinders. We have to be able to run the ball to open up the pass, and once we're able to open up the pass, it opens up the run as well, because they can't just focus on that. So.
And Coach, it really is all about getting better every single week. Of course, your record is what it is, 0-3. You just go on and you prepare for the next game, which of course is Mesa on Thursday night. But it really is about seeing these young men like Gage and Xander and the entire football team continue to get better, grow their relationships, and get better as a football team, right?
Yes, that's the goal, right? You go 1-0, 1-0 every single day, all right? And every play, you got to treat it like that. Next play mentality, kind of like what Xander said, and just focus on getting better every day and continue to work. And that's all we ask of them. Go out and compete. Because we talked about their high school career. You have a very short window, right? So you want to make the most out of every single opportunity, and go out and play like it's your last, because when that time will end, and we want to make sure that you have no regrets when it's all over.
There we go, Ed. I muted my microphone for the first time on the show here tonight. Coach Beeman and Gage Highsmith and Xander Fuentes joining us here from the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We look forward to being at your place on Thursday night, just 2 short days away, and we look forward to that game on Thursday against the Mesa Jackrabbits. So thank you again for having us, and we'll see you on Thursday night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Stay with us. More of the Desert Gridiron game plan coming up after the break. We will preview the battle on the 303 between the Valley Vista Monsoon and the Shadow Ridge Stallions. Stay with us. More Desert Gridiron game plan after the break.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drink.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Have you had the craving for the best burrito anywhere? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Burrito Express, your local burrito joint. Come on in.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Burrito Express.
With 7 Valley locations and a new South Chandler location opening soon, your new favorite burrito is just right around the corner. Burrito Express, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Kickoff on CW7.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
All Insurance has been serving Arizona drivers for over 30 years, so we have the experience to take great care of you. We can help you over the phone or face-to-face from one of our 30 convenient valley-wide locations. We represent all of the top carriers, so we do the shopping for you. Find out why we're the most referred agency in Arizona. All Insurance, insurance for all.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. Ed, what an exciting matchup we have this Thursday night between the Mesa Jackrabbits and the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Special thanks to those gentlemen for joining us tonight, and I'm excited for this one. The first time we've had both these teams on Thursday Night Football, and obviously our first time as well to the home of the Desert Ridge Jaguars.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Mesa and Desert Ridge. That should be a really fun game. Both teams are, of course, Desert Ridge 0-3, desperately looking for a win to not go 0-4, and Mesa would, of course, love to extend and get another win and continue to improve their record as the season goes on. So something's got to give on Thursday night, JP. Either Desert Ridge is going to go 0-4, which is what they do not want to do, especially coming off a big loss to Centennial last Friday, a pretty embarrassing loss, 71-6. They definitely want to get in the win column, JP, and bounce back from that humiliating loss out here on the west side and get a victory. In Mesa, the Jackrabbits want to go on the road, get a victory. Coach Hathcock wants to get a victory over his former team. So a lot of different storylines that's going to happen on Thursday night in Mesa.
Yes, Coach Hathcock, of course, spending 15 years out there as the head coach of the Desert Ridge Jaguars. He's downplaying it quite a bit, but it's got to be special for him to go back to the place where he spent all that time there with those young men over those a number of years there at Desert Ridge.
Yeah, it's going to be emotional for him, right, JP? But once he gets on the football field, he is very familiar about being on. He knows that, like he said, wow, this is going to be weird. I've never been in the visitors' locker room, but I'm going to be in there on Thursday night. My guys and I are going to be in there. Then, he's going to get on the field. His guys are going to get there. They're going to start warming up. Then they know it's almost time for battle. It's time to go to business. All these emotions and these feelings I have right now, I got to check that out. I got to check that out. I got to check that out the window because I've got a football game. I need to go coach my guys up, and hopefully we get a victory, get on the buses, and head home.
Yeah, there will be business to tend to at 7 p.m. sharp on Thursday night as Mesa takes on Desert Ridge in Far East Mesa. Another game we're looking at tonight is the battle either for or of the 303, Ed. We'll confirm the exact verbiage on that, but it's between the Valley Vista Monsoon and the Shadow Ridge Stallions. I'm excited for that one as well. That takes place on Friday night, and they had a big luncheon for that as well yesterday, and that's turning out to be quite a rivalry game there in the West Valley.
It is the battle of the 303, James.
Of the 303.
That's what it is.
I wanted to make sure we had that correct there.
And the rivalry that started back in the 2011-2012 season, so it's extended, almost 14, 15 years that this rivalry has been here between Shadow Ridge and Valley Vista. So Shadow Ridge, of course, beating Valley Vista to end the season last season. It's crazy because Shadow Ridge was 0-8, JP, before they beat Boulder Creek and Valley Vista to end the season. And then a couple, of course, we fast forward throughout the winter, we get to a new season. 4 weeks into the season, these two teams are facing each other again. So the schedule guys are just like, okay, let's get this rivalry back started. Let's get it started a little bit earlier this year.
Yeah, and it's only going to trickle down to girls flag football, I would imagine as well over the coming
Yes.
years. And speaking of girls flag football, next Thursday, not this coming Thursday night, but next Thursday night, we'll be out there at Canyon View High School for our girls flag football matchup, our Thursday night football game of the week. It'll feature the Hamilton Huskies and the Canyon View Jaguars, and I'm super excited for that one.
Oh yeah. As soon as you send us the schedule, I looked at that one. I was like, "Oh, girls flag football. When is that date?" I cannot wait to get out there to Canyon View. That's gonna be a great game, JP. I cannot wait to get out there and showcase the ladies for the skills that they have, which are high-powered skills too.
Yeah, and it'll be our first trip as the Epic Sports Network out there to Canyon View High School. It is a
Mhm.
magnificent setting out there in Waddell, and I tell you, the administration out there and the hospitality is nothing short of first class out there at Canyon View High School. So we're excited, and I believe Coach Beal is excited to have us there as well.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure everyone at 12, when we stream it on the 12 Plus app, they'll be
Yes.
excited as well because we're getting to again feature the young ladies, the girls flag football, because flag football for the ladies, this thing is going nuclear. This thing is blowing up across the world, JP, not just here in Arizona, across the entire globe.
It is, and the next Summer Olympics will have, of course, girls flag football. That'll be in summer of 2028, I believe, out there in Los Angeles. And you
Mhm.
mentioned it, Ed, the sport just continues to explode in popularity, and some of that started right here in the Grand Canyon State.
Yeah, so maybe next season we may have to feature 2 or 3 or as many girls flag football games as we can. We may have to stretch out our schedule and get some more games in because this thing is big, and we need to cover these young ladies and give them their props for their achievements.
Yeah, as it is right now, they play on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, so it kind of works out and fits into our Thursday night football schedule. But who knows? Maybe we can get a Tuesday night game or something on the air over the next coming seasons, and we might have to move this Desert Gridiron game plan to another night of the week. But you know what, Ed? It's great to be covering all these outstanding athletes, whether they're playing tackle football, flag football, unified sports. They're all doing a great job, and we love bringing it to you.
Of course, they work their tails off to play the sport that they love, whatever sport it is, whatever respective sport. And we want to highlight them, these young men and these young ladies, and all these coaches on all these coaching staffs, all these programs for the efforts that they put in to put on a good show for their fans and their fan base and their family, their friends, their all their loved ones. And of course, why not feature them on the Epic Sports Network and the 12 Plus app?
Yeah, we're going to take a brief commercial timeout. Unfortunately, we were unable to connect with the Shadow Ridge Stallions, but we're hoping to have the Valley Vista Monsoon on with us here in just a little bit at the bottom half of this half hour. So stay with us. We'll take a brief commercial timeout and preview a couple of star players for the Shadow Ridge Stallions when we return from the break. Stay with us. More right after this.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. Ed, we talked about it a little bit ago. Stars all over the field for the Shadow Ridge Stallions, and one of those gentlemen is Mikey Cruz, whose film we're looking at right now.
Mikey Cruz, 62 rushes, almost 400 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. The young man can catch the football as well, JP, 8 for $129 and a touchdown. Oh, and is one of these guys that can get it done on special teams too, 60 punt return yards. So Mikey Cruz is a major piece of the Shadow Ridge Stallions on offense and special teams. And I just love the way this young man plays the game of football. We check him right here. Is this one of his punt returns? We talked about the 60 punt return yards. The man is so dangerous on special teams. As we see him, did he take it back? Yes, he took it back to the house right there, James.
Yeah, he's one of those guys we talk about, one of those ATHs you could write there aside Mikey Cruz's name, because this young man does it all, and someone that you could really put he could put the whole team on his back if necessary, and might have to a few times this season for Shadow Ridge, but he's just one of those type of players that could do that, and the coaches would have confidence in giving him the keys to that car.
Yeah, and he's one of the main reasons why outside of the offensive linemen and the other running backs, the reason why Shadow Ridge is averaging almost 140 yards rushing a game, JP, and 6 touchdowns, because Mikey Cruz can get it done. The offensive line does their part. They are a wall. They are almost impenetrable, allowing him to take the handoff like there, take it off right guard and right tackle, and get a huge gain. When your offensive line and your running backs are in harmony and you're in tandem, JP, these kinds of plays happen that you see on your screen where he busts off a long touchdown run right there.
And we all know about that blazing speed he possesses as well, which doesn't make it easy for any opposing defenses to be able to catch him. And speaking of defenses, a stud they have on the defensive side of the football is one Hayden. Sorry, 1 second here. I had it there for a moment. Hold on, Ed. I clicked the wrong button.
That's okay.
There we go. Hayden Overholtz for Shadow Ridge. He plays defensive tackle for the Stallions, and we all know how important the defensive side of the football is because, Ed, you can score all the points you want, but if you don't get stops on defense, all those points don't mean a whole lot.
And, you know, every single week we will preach winning the line of scrimmage, whether we talk about your offensive lineman, and we'll get back to them in a second, JP, because I got some stats that I know you love. It's about pancake blocks, but we're talking about defense right now. So defensive lineman, if you're defensive lineman, if you're like Hayden and the rest of his guys up front, if they can get penetration, if they can break through that offensive line and affect the quarterback, affect the running back, get to those guys, bring them down behind the line of scrimmage, get those TFLs that we always talk about. One of the most important stats in the game and one of the most important plays is tackles for loss. If a guy like Hayden Overholtz can get back there and wreak havoc in the backfield, then that's good for the Shadow Ridge Stallions. But again, let's rewind back to the offensive line. JP, they've got 31 pancake blocks as an offensive line. I know you love that. You love to hear that number.
That is a great number because let's face it, that's
and he's got 8 of them himself, JP.
He does
himself.
He plays both ways for the Shadow Ridge Stallions. One of those guys that can really manhandle folks up front for Shadow Ridge. And my goodness, this young man is just something special for Coach Zadebski. We all know about his track record as well out there with the Hamilton Huskies, and he just continues to bring that success to Shadow Ridge as he kind of rebuilds that program and really lights a fire once again there for Stallions football.
Yeah, and the impressive and the great thing about Shadow Ridge is they were 2-8 last season, so they've already equaled the amount of wins they've gotten last season, as has Valley Vista. They were 1-9 last season. They're 1-2. So you can see both of these football teams, these programs are continuing to grow, JP. It takes time. Rome was not built overnight. Neither were these two football programs.
No, it takes time to really for these coaches to be able to get the buy-in from the players. They have to have it's all about the right combination of support from the staff, buy-in from the players, and then you have to have the talent. You got to have the they talk about the X's and O's. You also have to have the Jimmies and Joes that can go out there and execute those plays. And you got to have that perfect storm of all that to come together for you to really be able to build a championship program. And that's what they're trying to do over there at Shadow Ridge High School. So we wish them well this Friday night as they battle the Valley Vista Monsoon. And we'll take a short commercial timeout. And when we return, we'll visit with Coach Day Rochers from Valley Vista, along with a couple of players he's brought along tonight for the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. Stay with us. More of the show after the break.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network.
All Insurance has been serving Arizona drivers for over 30 years. So we have the experience to take great care of you. We can help you over the phone or face-to-face from one of our 30 convenient valley-wide locations. We represent all of the top carriers, so we do the shopping for you. Find out why we're the most referred agency in Arizona. All Insurance, insurance for all.
We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. James Spoovy alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, what a 3 quarters we had. And we head into quarter number 4 now as we preview this battle of the 303 between the Shadow Ridge Stallions and the Valley Vista Monsoon. Joining us now on the program, Coach Ryan DeRochers and DeMar Illichek. We're going to go with that. Hopefully we said that correctly there, DeMar. Coach, give us a little breakdown of the season so far. You took over there in the offseason for the Monsoon, and how are things going out there?
It's going great. The kids are working hard. Staff
Can't
is.
hear you.
Oh, no, we
Can't
got
hear
you,
me.
Coach. Go
I
ahead.
can hear you, Coach.
Sorry. Staff's come together. Got a little late start, but everybody's been working hard through camp, through spring football, and through the season. Like you said, Rome wasn't built overnight. We have learned, how to be more consistent, and the more consistent we are, the more wins will come.
Coach, a couple of losses to O'Connor and Centennial to start the season. 2 really good football teams. Of course, Centennial winning the championship. You scored 12 points in those 2 games, but then you bounced back against Desert Vista. You scored 36. The growth and the progression over those first 3 weeks. What have you seen in the football team? And of course, to go from 12 points in 2 games to 36 against Desert
Can you guys hear
Vista,
me?
that's a huge jump for your football team.
Yeah, I mean, our kids bought in. Defensively, I thought we had a good game plan for what Desert Vista was going to do. We were fortunate to get a pick 6 right first play of the game. Go up basically after the first drive. They had a fumble. We were able to capitalize, and then once we got the pick 6, you're up 14-0. But credit to them, they came back and tied us. But also credit to our kids. You're up 22, you get tied. It could have went either way, and our kids and our players fought back, and our coaches kept everything calm and steady, and we were obviously able to score 2 more touchdowns and hold them to 1 and get the win.
Coach, how excited are you to build this rivalry between yourselves and Shadow Ridge in this battle of the 303?
I think it's got the potential is endless. You got a great growing area. The 303 in Waddell, the 303 in Cactus is just a booming area that's in between both schools. A lot of great restaurants, a lot of great things to do. It's going to attract a lot more people. Obviously, we still have Luke Air Force Base, really close to us. It's always going to have an influx of people, and the bigger the area gets, I think the better the rivalry is, and it's going to get bigger. And it's up to us and at Valley and obviously Coach Z over at Shadow Ridge to keep the programs going in the right path and attract the best kids from the area.
Coach, of course, QB1 is here with us. Please help us pronounce his name. We don't want to mess his name up before we bring him on. How do we pronounce his name?
Demir Ilicic.
Demir Ilicic. Okay. Tell us about Demir and what he's done so far this season. Almost 800 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. He's come out and exploded at that QB1 spot, really guiding your offense to some, as we mentioned, 36 points against Valley Vista, against Desert Vista, just growth under number 15.
Demir is that player that you look at and you really wish that you could have him for longer. He's a student of the game. He's very mature. Is one of our leaders on campus, not just football. He leads our best, or excuse me, not our best buddies, our unified sports class, which partners a typical student with a student with special needs, and just a very humble kid that just takes everything in and just wants what's best for himself. He's got a great backstory. Parents moved him here for more opportunity than he would have. He's originally from Bosnia, and just a great family and a great young man. And then you throw in the physical traits of being able to throw the football a mile and being able to run a pretty complex offense. I mean, he really is the total package and the real deal.
Demir, it's really exciting to hear your coach talk about your love of the game. Why football? Why do you love this game so much, and why do you put so much into it?
So it just really clicked with me, right? I picked up a football when I first came here, and I just love the overall camaraderie. I love just playing it, throwing it, slinging the rock. I knew whenever got into high school, I knew what position I wanted to be, and I knew the person who I wanted to be. So I came in with goals for myself. So I'm very excited.
Demir, for you to be here at Valley Vista for your entire 4 years, what does that mean for you to be here that long, and for the longevity that you have in this program? And what is it about this program that's allowed you to say, okay, I'm going to be here my entire football career, my entire academic career. I want to spend at Valley Vista over in Surprise.
Did you just ask me a question?
Oh, I guess you can't hear me, JP.
Because I couldn't hear nothing.
Maybe ask again, Ed. Maybe he can hear you now.
Demir, can you hear me now?
He's still muted. I couldn't hear
wow.
Coach either.
Can you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really weird.
You asked
He
him.
ignores me. He doesn't want to listen to me anyway. It's all right.
Oh.
Let's get the other guest we brought in here with us, Zaid Brown. Coach, tell us about Zaid and what he means to maybe the most critical third of a football team, the defense. You got to get those stops, as we know. You can score all the points you want, but you got to get those stops on defense. What does Zaid Brown mean to the Monsoon defensive front?
I mean, just to the team in general, he's one of our, he's a junior. Our junior class isn't very big. So like for us to have juniors, and he's one of our leadership, he's one of our core value captains. He's just a quiet, kind of a quiet kid, but you watch him on the football field, he plays big, and the sky is the limit for him. He really, in my opinion, he can be a power four football player. He really can. He's got all the tools. He's got the intelligence. He's got the drive. In the weight room, he's one of our hardest working players. Every day, don't have to worry about him. He just goes, puts the weight on the bar, and does it. He's got a great sense of humor. I know, he's one of the younger, quiet guys, but he takes everything in stride. And like I said, I don't think he knows what his potential could be yet. I don't think any of us do, but I really think it's high.
Coach, let me rewind and ask you about Demir, since you can hear me. For you to name him one of the team captains, and for him to be here his entire 4 years over in Surprise at Valley Vista, what does that say about that young man? What does that say about the state of the program that Demir says, I want to be here my entire career. I want to do all my academics here. I want to play my football here. I want to do everything here and be a part of the Monsoon.
Let's just be honest. I mean, he would be successful wherever he went. He could go to any high school and be successful. And I think he's got a great sense of loyalty. I know he lives close to the school. He's got friendships and that he's had all 4 years, and he's made connections with a lot of staff. I mean, you're not going to find anybody to say anything negative about him. And he's had 3 head coaches in 3 years. I've been fortunate that he took a chance on me coming in late. Again, he didn't have to. He would have other options if he chose them, but I think that loyalty and that sense of wanting to do something at Valley that other people haven't has been a real big factor for him.
Zaid, how much does it make you better going up against an offense led by a young man like Demir every day in practice? How much does that make you a better defensive player and really help you tighten up your edge play?
It makes me a lot better every day going against Demir and people like Joseph really fast, and just getting each other better every single day. It's very good, yeah.
In 3 games, Zaid, you got 15 tackles, a TFL, 1.5 TFLs, and half of a sack. You've already come in. You're putting up numbers, and you're being effective, and you're being a game wrecker on defense. Describe your style of playing football. What do you do at that defensive end spot, and how ferocious and how aggressive are you coming off those blocks?
I say I like to be really tough and use my length and reach to my advantage to get off the tackles and guards and get them off of me and go make a play in the backfield.
Coach, looking forward to the game on Friday night. What are you seeing from Shadow Ridge on film? We know about Coach Zadevsky. He has a long tradition of success here in Arizona. What kind of challenges are you seeing from those guys on film?
I mean, they have an identity, and if you don't stop what they want to do, they're not going to stray from what they do. Some people excuse me, some people feel that, they've got to throw the ball more just to, appease people or do whatever. Shadow Ridge, if you let them run the ball, they will continue to run the ball and they won't get bored with it. And, it's going to be a long evening for us if we can't stop it.
Zaid, how special is the battle of the 303? These two football teams, they go back to 2011, 2012 season, and they've been battling each other and going back and forth, going to war ever since. About 15 years so far, this rivalry. How special is this thing to get ready to go up against Shadow Ridge?
It's very special. It's a very big rivalry with the trophy, and just going up against them every single year. It's one of the most fun games and important games of the season.
Coach, we tell us about your coaching staff. We know you built quite the staff there at Valley Vista, including Coach Vonnie Davis. Just tell us about those guys and what they mean to your program and how they help you out on a daily basis.
Vonnie's been a tremendous help. I mean, he was hired by the previous staff before the head coach chose to move on. So I'd never met Coach Davis before I sat down with him, but on campus, and just his vision of how he views the game of football and all that. So I lucked into getting him because he was already here. He works. He's one of our runs the video, runs the drone for us. Runs a couple youth teams that he's constantly coaching with his young sons. So he's got tremendous energy. Offensive coordinator is Nate Carr. He's been around the Valley. I think his first year coaching was 1994. One of our players on the team, he actually coached his dad in high school, so he likes to remind him of that every now and then. But he's again, Nate's kind of a guy after my own heart. He doesn't. Excuse me. Nate is not a style points guy. He wants to win, and we're going to do what we have to do it. And he's not afraid to run the ball 100 times or throw the ball 100 times. He just looks at the game and finds the best way to win. I have Marcus Coffey, who's a former player of mine. He coaches our receivers. He's young in coaching, but he's got energy and he's got a drive to be better. Two offensive line coaches, Jose Castrillon and Ricardo Nunez, they complement each other really well. They have different styles, but they're able to blend them to help our kids. Running back coach Delano Phillips. He actually, excuse me, it was a guy that Coach Carr worked with in the past. I'd never met him before, and he's like, "Hey, this is the guy we're having." I sat down with him, and then defense Jacob Moore played for me, coaches our linebackers, so he obviously knows my expectations because he lived them. And then Coach Jared Beard, I coached with him when I was at Liberty for a few years. I know what kind of person, what kind of coach he is. He does our safeties and our special teams. Coach Terrell Turner, who's a Valley alum, has got a great coaching pedigree as far as he's been around, and he's got a great way with the kids. And I think Coach Josh Johnson, who helps out, he was at Sunrise Mountain after I was there, so we never crossed paths. But one of the guys, when he came in interview, I was like, I don't care what I got to do. I want him. He's a great, and I'll say this about my staff. I'm fortunate. They're great people. They work hard. They're great family people, and they're great role models for our kids. There's nobody that on staff, I'm pretty sure if I called and said, "Hey, I need help," I'd have all of them offering to help. So, and it'd be vice versa as well.
Coach, what does it mean to you to have a young man come back that played for you formerly and say, "Hey, you know what? You made the game so great for me. I want to coach. I want to give back to the next generation." What does that mean to you?
I mean, hopefully it means I did a great job. I think we're all, it's about the kids, and we're not, football coaches are not the I don't want to say most sane breed, but we do what we do. We put in the hours, and we do that for, and again, I'm not going to complain about pay. I do fine. I know that I could do better, but when you have young men that seek you out and ask for advice, and then opportunity to basically blindly hop in and coach with you. It was not much better than that. Coach Nick Holquist was with us too. He had a job opportunity who couldn't pass up. So I had an opportunity, and now we have Chase Cord. I have three people that I'd coached in the past join our staff. So it makes me feel like when we have hard days in our program that I am doing the right thing because I've got three great young men that have come back and want to be part of it.
Coach Ryan DeRochers and a couple of gentlemen, DeMar Demir and Zayd joining us here from the Valley Vista Monsoon. Gentlemen, good luck on Friday night against those Shadow Ridge Stallions, and we look forward to checking in on that battle of the 303 this Friday, and we'll check in on the Monsoon as well later on this season. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break and wrap up this edition of the Desert Gridiron Game Plan.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
Welcome back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. Ed, another great week of Arizona high school football is closing in, and things start off, as you know, on Thursday night against, as it's Mesa, against the Desert Ridge Jaguars. We'll be live on 12 Plus at 7 p.m. for kickoff, but make sure you join us at 6:30 p.m. on the Epic Sports Network for our pregame show, and I'm excited for this week's matchup.
Yeah, me too. Again, a place we've never been to Desert Ridge. That's going to be a fun one to head out there to Mesa to see the Jaguars and the Jackrabbits go to battle. That should be a really good football game. And of course, Shadow Ridge and Valley Vista, that's going to be a really good game as well, as they renew the battle for the 303 out there at Valley Vista.
Great stuff happening far east side and then far west side as well this weekend in Arizona high school football, among other great games coming your way this weekend. So thanks for joining us here once again on the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. Make sure you tune in Thursday night. We'll be on the air right here at 6:30 p.m. for our pregame show, and then kickoff is set for 7 p.m. on 12 Plus between the Jackrabbits and the Jaguars. Have a great night, and we will see you on Thursday evening out